And they say you only wear your wedding dress once. My name is Angelique, and I'm at the point in my life where all of my friends are getting married. This weekend I have 2 really good friends getting married. Last year I had another 2 friends get married, and the year before my husband and I tied the knot and we were the first in our group of friends to get married as well. The deeper we got into wedding planning, the more we found out that our friends had absolutely no idea how to conduct themselves. And to be honest, a lot of family members didn't either. That's why I'm here, wine glass in hand, to give you guys a couple of wedding guest etiquette tips to keep your friendships afloat, keep grandma feeling just alright, and keep your coworkers feeling okay too. Because trust me, during my own wedding planning, I saw some stuff. Now before I jump into this, let me just disclaim this right here. I'm speaking from my own experiences of what I've seen and what a couple of my friends in the past couple of weddings have noticed as well. I understand that there are some differences in customs and cultures. This is coming from a time where a lot of my friends can't really afford to get married, or if they want to, they're gonna elope because they wanna ignore the entire fanfare and the stress of it all, and I totally understand that. But for those who do wanna have a wedding and who want to invite 50 to 200 guests or even numbers beyond that, these are just some helpful tips for you if you want to passive aggressively share this video with all of your wedding guests, or if you just want to be a dope friend and you want to get the leg up on how to act. And so this is coming from our experiences. We're in our 20s and a lot of our friends are a lot younger than us as well, but we also have parents and grandparents who are baby boomers and older. So we have a clash of generations who are getting used to this newer idea of what weddings are today and what weddings meant to us. So now that we've gotten the fun stuff out of the way. Number 1, receiving your save the date and invitation in the mail. So the day has come. You go out to the mailbox, check your mail, and sift through the bills and coupons. Then you see this envelope with your name and stupid calligraphy on it. You've been invited to the wedding. You're one of the elite few who gets to go to a super crazy party. This shit's going on Instagram, right? No, absolutely not. Don't post the invitation or save the date on Instagram. Save the date. Maybe you have a little bit of leeway with that because it doesn't include all of the details on it, and maybe the save the date looks super cool like mine and my husband's did because we shot our save the date photo in the rain room. If you were to post a save the date or invitation on Instagram, then you kind of open up the floodgates for the wedding couple because of my next point here. Number 2, if you didn't receive an invitation, get over it. I don't think I really have to mention this. Weddings are hella expensive. As it is, the couple really has to be selective about who they invite to their wedding. Family's gonna be a priority, and even so, extended family may not be, and acquaintances may not be either. Never ask if you're gonna get invited or why you didn't get invited. Most of the time, it's really not personal. It's about cutting numbers, cutting costs, and just inviting maybe even close friends or family, or sometimes the couple wants to keep it to even 10 people, or they just want to elope. It's their choice, it's their day, and there is absolutely no place for you to be butting in on that. If you're making a scene about not getting invited to the wedding, the couple probably made the right call, honestly. However, if you are one of those elite few who did get invited to the wedding, that brings me to my next point. Number 3. r.s.v.p. Alright guys, it may be French, but everyone knows what the hell r.s.v.p. means. As soon as you get that invitation in the mail, your best bet is you should probably r.s.v.p. immediately. Not gonna lie, you're gonna earn brownie points with a couple if you do that immediately because they're gonna know that you're on top of your shit. As it is, here's kind of the timeline of how the save the date and formal invitation go out. Save the dates go out about 6 months before the wedding date, and the formal invitation goes out roughly around 3 months beforehand. So by the save the date, you already know what your schedule's gonna be like, or if you have something important that day so you have to miss it. But when you receive the invitation, you RSVP immediately. This isn't for the ego of the couple or for some anal retentive type of reason. It's so that they know exactly how many meals they're gonna be paying for, what the seating is gonna be like, if the venue wants to move them from the inside to the outside, and anything in between. just freaking RSVP as soon as you get the invitation. It helps the couple out so much more. They get all the details out of the way. If they have the expenses to have meal choices for people, it helps the kitchen side of the whole affair, and just do it as soon as you get your invitation. On that note, if you can go to the wedding, actually go to the wedding and don't skip out on it. If you can't go and you RSVP that you can't attend, but last minute you decide, well, it turns out that my schedule has freed up and I can go, don't ask them the week of if you can go to the couple's wedding. It just really puts a lot of stress on them and it makes things awkward. If anything, maybe throw it in there and say, hey, if no pressure, but it turns out that I can go. If you have other people who drop out on you, I would love to take the place, and that's kind of where you can leave it. Don't be bombarding the couple the week of asking if you can go, if you already RSVP'd no. It's a clustercluck at that point. Just skip it. You already said no. Live with it. Number 3, B. The +1, the family, the kids. And I know people hate this saying, but this was quite literally the biggest mess of my own wedding planning. I'm gonna break it down incredibly easy for you. No nonsense, no bullshit. If your invitation says just your name, you don't get a +1. If your invitation says your name and guest, you get 1 + 1. If your formal invitation and or save the date says your name and your significant other's name, it is just you two, no kids, no additions, nothing. That's probably because the couple doesn't want to invite kids, and you really need to respect that. If your invitation has your last name and the family, then everyone in your immediate household, just your household, is invited to the wedding. On another note, if you have to mail your RSVP in, use the snail mail. If the couple wants you to RSVP online, just go ahead and RSVP online. All right, guys, buckle your seatbelts because we haven't even gotten to actual day of the wedding etiquette. So I'm gonna speed through this next part because I feel like a lot of these tips are already a given. Number 4, don't call or text the bride or groom the day of the wedding. It's as simple as that. I mean, if you're a groom, you're probably gonna go through less of a wedding day process than a bride would because of hair, makeup, etc. But as it is, the wedding couple already has so much on their mind. If you're lost or you have questions or not sure of time, don't text the bride and or groom. Find a maid of honor, find a groomsman, find a mother of the bride, anybody else, but don't bug the wedding couple the day of their actual wedding. They already have so many things going on. We had a breakfast going on the morning of our wedding. We didn't really want to be bothered. We just wanted to enjoy everyone's time along with our wedding party. Just read the freaking invitation. All the details are on it. Use Google Maps. Have a friend with you. Have a DD. Do whatever you need to do. Just don't bombard the wedding couple the day of with extra questions. It's going to stress them the hell out. Don't do it. Number 5, don't take photos or post them unless the couple says it's cool. We have a little bit of a spectrum of photo etiquette here as well. For our wedding, we requested that no one take photos during the ceremony, and that was mainly to keep out of the photographer's way, because a lot of times wedding couples are gonna shell out some money for the wedding photographer. They want that done right, and they don't want a lot of people in their way. So if the couple requests as you walk into the ceremony that you don't take pictures, don't take pictures. Or a lot of times you're dealing with people who are just really private and they don't want photos of their ceremony or reception at all, and you have to respect that. Although if they have a wedding hashtag posted somewhere and they're strongly promoting it, then that's normally an indicator that you're more than welcome to take photos and post as the event is going on. But if there are any strict rules about that, normally they'll be posted somewhere or mentioned on the wedding website, invitation, etc. So just kind of be mindful of social media and posting what you should and shouldn't post, because the couple will more than likely be pretty vocal about that. Number 6. Wardrobe, wardrobe, wardrobe. So the general rule is that it's normally safe to stay anywhere close between business casual to cocktail attire without kind of going too overboard. Don't wear anything that's gonna draw the eye, like red or anything. And I have to say it because someone went to my wedding like this, but Unless the invitation states that the bride is not going to wear white, do not wear white. Don't wear white, don't wear ivory, don't wear eggshell, nothing. That takes from the bride, it's really tacky, it's really rude, and just don't go anywhere close to it. Now, I hate that I have to say this, but at my own wedding, I had someone who was very tall, very pretty, very blonde, come in a very nice, form-fitting ivory lace dress. And unfortunately, I couldn't say anything to that person because that person was my boss. So just totally avoid it. Pastels, whatever, fine, do what you will, but stay away from white. Please, just don't upstage the wedding couple at all. Number 7, all-around behavior. And I feel like it's safe to kind of squish all of these into one simple rule, but just be overall cool at the wedding, guys. It's really not hard. Don't give the, I give this couple 5 years comments, or if they open up the floor to give a couple of words to the wedding couple, don't hog the mic, don't take a lot of time. Don't complain about food. Don't complain about the status of the bar. If it's open, closed, 2-drink minimum, be grateful for where you are. Be grateful that you got invited to this couple's really special day and that they wanted you to be a part of it. And above all, don't get incredibly drunk at the wedding, because everyone's gonna remember that. The wedding couple's gonna remember you, and it's gonna be the embarrassing story to tell for years to come. Don't take a lot of the couple's time while you're going up and wishing them well, because they have a ton of other people to talk to throughout the evening, and they still have to eat their own dinner that they paid for too. So kind of be mindful of that. The best way to show your gratitude at the wedding is to just be an easygoing guest and not make a lot of trouble, is honestly the best advice I can give. Number 8, gifting. This is kind of a tricky area, and I'm gonna tread a little bit lightly on this. What I will say though is, if you're a wedding guest, don't come empty-handed. If you're someone who is low income and you still want to attend the wedding of someone that you love, the best thing to do is just be creative. Speak from your heart and give something in a card. Be sentimental, because that's something that, if it's a good wedding couple, they're really cherish. And I think that's something that needs to be shared in this day and age, where we do have a very big wealth disparity, especially in America, where we had our wedding. And that's the advice that I have to give to low-income wedding guests. If you're someone who can go off of the wedding registry, obviously stick to the wedding registry. To put it simply, if they're asking for money, give them money. That's what they need, that's what they want, and that's what you should be respecting. If they ask for gifts, go off the gifts on the registry. Don't try to re-gift something that you have in your home. Don't try to gift something that you think they may want. Because here's the thing. A lot of couples getting married today are probably already living together, already have a home or apartment together, and they're already pretty set up for the basics that they need in their home. If they want money for their wedding, that's definitely their prerogative. And if you are agreeing to attend their wedding, then you need to respect their wishes and respect what they want as a gift for their wedding. Keep the couple in mind. You may have your own ideas of what may be a good gift, and they may think differently. So just be cool and respect what the couple wants. I feel like I'm not even making sense anymore because I've been drinking so much because of thinking about the stresses of my own wedding. So there you have it, a couple of wedding etiquette tips if you are a wedding guest, and a couple in there if you're a bride and or groom as well, to just get you through this super crazy expensive party. If I could give just a couple of closing statements, it would definitely be this. And this is mainly aimed at the bride and groom, bride and bride, groom and groom, whoever you are who is planning your wedding at the time and wants to look at a couple of wedding etiquette tips videos like this to, once again, passive aggressively pass on to your friends, which I'm totally okay with. I wish I did that for my own wedding. At the end of the day, it's you and your partner. Your wedding day is just one day out of the rest of your guys' life. And if you hit a couple of snafus, it's totally okay. This entire huge fanfare shouldn't be the turning point of your life. Getting married isn't an accomplishment, but you know what is an accomplishment? Staying married. So focus on your partner this day. Don't focus on any of the crap that may come your way during the wedding with wedding guests, family members, the actual planning. The weather starts turning to shit the day of your wedding. It's all right. It's you and your partner, and that is all that matters in the end. So there are my loud little tips for you. Do with them what you will, but I hope that you at least absorb some of what I said and will carry that with you to the next wedding that you go to. And honestly, if you made any of the mistakes that I had mentioned in this video, just apologize to the couple and be like, hey, sorry, I didn't know any better, but can I buy you a drink or two or a bottle? Thanks for watching. Later. I totally haven't been wearing my wedding ring this entire video. I swear to